Hello! Our team has been over in Turkey at the Deaflympics. Now, here's our roundup of what else has been going on in the deaf community over the last month.
Hello.
Hello.
First today, is NHS England doing enough to improve the way it communicates with deaf people?
A year ago, the NHS introduced what is described as an Accessible Information Standard. It was designed to make communication with disabled patients easier.
The NHS has admitted that more needs to be done to improve things. Compliance with the new standard has been variable, with some organisations having concerns about the costs involved.
So from the 1st of August 2016, the Accessible Information Standard became mandatory for all providers of health and social care services. So 1 year on from that, we reviewed the standard to see whether it was fit for purpose, was it doing what it needed to do, were providers using it, and was it making a difference for people? And what we found was mixed. So some providers are implementing it really well. For other providers, they perhaps haven't quite got there yet. And a lot of people who the standard would apply to, particularly deaf people and people with hearing loss, don't yet know about the standard. So what we really want to be able to do is get the message out to people with hearing impairment and who have alternative communication needs to go to their GP and say, excuse me, have you heard of the Accessible Information Standard? And this is what it means for me and how you might be able to meet my communication needs better.
A top university has approved British Sign Language as a recognised language qualification for people wanting to study at degree level.
University College London requires all UK undergraduates to have a GCSE in another language, and if not, to study one alongside their degree. BSL is now one of the languages they can learn.
I hope more students study BSL, and then more people will have awareness of the deaf community. Sign language, BSL, the deaf community, deaf culture, and the rights situation of deaf people. That means that if they go on to become doctors and so on, they'll be able to sign to people. So maybe they'll be able to go back to where they come from and think more about the needs of deaf people. I think it's definitely positive.
A new video game coming out later this year features a character who signs.
Moss is a new virtual reality game and has a mouse character called Quill, who uses American Sign Language.
When developers put a short technical demo of Quill's signing on Twitter, they were overwhelmed by the enthusiastic response. Working with feedback from deaf fans, they hope that Quill will be the first of many signing video game characters in future.
The PlayStation VR game will be out later this year. And now, the long-running BBC programme Casualty has a hard-hitting storyline coming up later this month, involving a deaf character.
The episode is a heartfelt story about identity and language. We went to take a peek behind the scenes.
Casualty has been a staple of Saturday night television for more than 30 years, with over 1,000 episodes aired. Set in the fictional city of Holby, the series follows the events of the local hospital's A&E department.
My character in Casualty is called Bianca. She's 15 years old, she's deaf but with a cochlear implant.
The storyline concerns the relationship between Bianca and her hearing mother Jude, who have very contrasting views.
I want to be deaf and sign, and I've accepted myself, but my mum won't accept it. I go to a party with lots of deaf people and my mum comes in and she's horrified by all these disabled people. She wants to stop me. I'm furious and storm off and run out where there's lots of cars. And as I'm running away, I get hit by a van. Hence all of this. And this.
Her mother doesn't know how to sign because she's decided that she doesn't want to learn to sign and has got her to have a cochlear implant. So the conflict in the story here is that her mother can't communicate with her while she's in hospital because the implant has been damaged.
Bianca's friend Jack is a child of deaf adults, or CODA for short. He's played by Liam Jones McCabe in his first ever acting role.
Why do I think the role is perfect for me? Maybe they cast me because I have the experience. We're both coders. I can speak and sign as well. I've got deaf awareness, understand the culture and the debate over cochlear implants between the hearing world and the deaf world. I know about deaf culture, having grown up with it, as my parents are both deaf.
Do I feel a connection with my character? Yes. I remember at school, teachers thought they knew what was best for me. They'd make decisions for me. I didn't want that. I make the decisions. It's about me. The same at hospital. Oh, we can tune your hearing aids. How do you know? They're my ears. I get to choose the sound levels. So I understand the frustration when other people think they know what's best for you. No, it's me. I know what's best for me. So, when you're 15 as well, it's a difficult age.
With filming on the programme nearly wrapped, does Rose believe they've captured a good representation of a deaf character and deaf issues?
When I read the script, I thought the deaf role was good, because with the cochlear, it shows it's not positive all the time. It's not, oh, I have a cochlear and now I speak beautifully. It's the other way round, like scrapping the implant and saying, I want to sign. Hiya, all finished now. Going home now. Oh, exciting! If you want to watch the episode, it's on Saturday 30th of September in the evening on BBC One.
That's it from us today.
Back to you, Clive. Bye!
Bye!
Thanks to those two. That's it for today. We're back on Wednesday the 4th of October at 8 o'clock in the morning on BBC Two. Bye!